down to Devonkoi pond on a not very sunny morning, bank holiday weekend. Well, this is a bit of a catch up, not a really long one. Where do we start? Well, I've got the op in a few weeks, 24th. I'm having the operation, getting my gallbladder removed. Got that arranged. Got a pre-op this week. Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. Pre-op for that, make sure I'm fit for it. But should get the op done on the 24th with any luck. So I might be out of it for a week or two, but we'll see. Like I say, not very sunny. So what can you do? It's all been running tickety-boo down here. I've got in the stock of food for the summer. Now, usually I feed wheat germ with garlic, NT Labs, and a mix if they're stable as well. I apologise for the saw going in the background. And they're stable, but their NT Labs stable food's just got so dear that I've decided to swap over to the Bankhoilday food this year. I used a bit of it last year, well, a bit of it, about 10 kilos of it. So I've got another 10 this year, and I'll top it up. I'll probably go through about 30 kilos of that. My lot here tend to go for about 10 kilos of food a month through the summer. So I mix it at 75% of the wheat germ and dropping about 25% of the growth one that I've got from the cupboard. They'll be eating that, and they seem quite happy with it. They're still mainly on the wheat germ at the moment because the temps are still quite low. I haven't actually looked in the pond, but I don't think the gauge is quite right. It needs re-looking at the temperature gauge. It is actually it was actually 12 months the other day on the solar, so I've got to flip you over to a quick clip of that in a minute. And shed on the day it clicked over, which was the 24th of last month, we rode over, and that is 1 year. So this is how much we made, 1 year. Okay, so this time we're at the year, April 24th. Just nipped out here to give the fish their tea. Ignore the times on the clocks, they're still set on winter time, so it's actually 20 past 5. Right, yeah, it's 20 past 5, and we're still making 230 watts power coming in still. 2 clocks there. Right, so this year, okay, the panels, 980 watts of panels have actually made £243.45 worth of saving on the electric bill. So I'm absolutely bloody delighted, because I was expecting around the £200 mark. You know, I was being a little bit low on me thinking, but £200, I was thinking it's actually saved nearly closer to 250. So we got total saving through the year. I'll put the figures up here for each month, but we've saved £243.45. So I'm not going to class that as a too bad a saving at that. Its payback's going to be under 5 years. So I said, so payback 5 years to under 5 years. Not bad. Right. Well, this morning I got to clean out the vortex. Hadn't been done for a week. I clean that one out weekly, and then do the upflow every other week, along with the 2 easy pods every other week as well. We're going to give that clean out because I want to give the top polisher a whop out. Got maybe a visitor popping around in the week, so I want to make sure the water is absolutely crystal. Not that it isn't, but I'll be putting a bit of filter wool in on top of the Jap matting in the polisher box. But I haven't had the polisher box stripped apart since the end of last summer, so I'm just going to pull the sheets out after I clean the vortex and dip them all in the vortex, just rinse them out, that's all. There shouldn't be anything in it really, but you never know. So let's get on with that in a minute. As you can see here, I'm all looking pretty happy. Oh, baby's tears is yellowed a little bit, so that means it's getting what it wants out of the water. I'm going to strip this box down in a bit, but first off I'm just going to give the vortex a quick swill down. This picks up 99% of the shit, so it needs doing weekly. Not like a drum fertile where it's constantly getting rid of it. This keeps it with it, so it has to be cleaned. So I'll just give this a quick clean a minute, get it refilled again, and I'll be back with you. 1 week's worth of crap. 7 days. Bloody full right up. Okay, I've just been keeping this stone on top of it because I get frogs in here. It's that time of year, so this helps them, give them something to get out. I took the partition pieces that I had in here out. I just found they weren't needed. I'm not expecting these to be dirty, but they haven't been looked at for 7 or 8 months. So, loads of creepy crawlies in them. All I'm going to do is dump them in the vortex. Sort them out. Hey, there looks like there's nothing there. Just go back into the systems. Oh. Phone. You never ever want to swill your phones or mats or anything out through a hose pipe. As I'm using no bio booster this year. Every little bit's going to count, but the thing we drop in the start of the filter system. I've forgotten what I had in here. I really had. But yeah, I'm swilling them out like that in the vortex just to get rid of the rest of it. And they can go back in. Some creepy crawlies in here. As you can see, there's an awful lot in this one. That one in here. Put them straight back in. Got that one. Oh. Phone. Foam ain't quite big enough for a bit. Two more foams. Quite a cartridge, polishing cartridge there, and this is the top holder. What I'll do with this one, so we've got guests coming round, I'll put a bit of this filter mat around there, filter wool around this, stick that in there like that on top, and there, you won't get it any better polish than that, no matter what you try. So that's that back together. I'll put the stone back on. Just helps any frogs out. So yeah, you don't get any better polishing than that. Lily's coming along, but I keep the basket shoved well back. Big green bush. That one there's munching the nitrates, most definitely. That's why the baby's tears looking a little bit yellow. But we're all back clean in here. Good for another week. I can't tell you how highly I rate that answer. It's brilliant. Right. Pallets all over the pond. I've spooked this lot. They'll sit round there now and polish them off when I turn me back. Well, hopefully, or I'll be scooping them out. But, they've been pretty hungry. The actual pond temperature today feels pretty chilly. But, we're at 9.5. We were at 10.5 yesterday, midday, 9.5 this morning. And they're all getting pretty hungry. Still only been eating the wheat germ at the moment. But let's soon be on to the high protein stuff. Right, let's take her back up on the step a minute. Okay, there you go. That was a clean out on the final polisher. I do find that box very handy. And if you can, on the end of your system, slip in something that's just like a final polisher to the water, a real deep cleaner. That there, with those jack mats in, takes the final last little bits out, and as you can see, they were blooming clean anyway. So most of it's falling out in the veg, but that little bit of filter wool on the top, I usually stick that in before a couple of days before I get a visit. It will slowly block up, and if you leave it in there, I don't leave it more than sort of 4 or 5 days, because it'll bank up and it'll overfill the box, which it is safe to do. It only floats to the top of the box and then gets out. But 4 or 5 days, and that will block up. So it shows you that stuff's still getting through. You'll never get it as clean as tap water, as they say. But there. So, right, well, the laser cutting. Yeah, if you want some of the laser cut stuff, there's links down below the video here in the about. You'll find it to the stuff that's for sale on eBay. I'll chuck up a quick glimpse of a few pictures here of the stuff that's for sale. If you fancy something in that line, bit of decoration for around the pond. Now, if you fancy a personal channel plaque or YouTube subscribe buttons, subscriber, YouTube channel buttons, that kind of thing, they're on eBay as well. The personal plaques, down below here in the about again. You'll find an email. I can't put a link to it, but to devonkoi.plaques, or if you go to the channel page under the about button, you'll find a business email there for devonkoi.plaques. and I'm quite happy to have a look to see if I can make you one. Now, that said, I cannot reproduce photographs. The plastics, there's a very limited palette, probably only about 2 of each colour, plus a set of pastel colours which have got about 2 of each as well. So it's difficult. There's no shade, I can't do shading as such, but if you fancy a channel plaque, you'd be surprised how cheap they are. Just pop me a message in an email. Don't contact me on eBay, for goodness sake. Get too many people doing that. It's an absolute nightmare. Contact me on Facebook or through the email address, which is in the link down below, and I'll see what I can do, whether I can do it or not. I haven't had to turn many down. I've had to turn down a couple in the last month, I think. That's about it. But you can more or less see yourself. If it's got shade in it and it's a photograph, I can't do it. It's as simple as I can't reproduce a photograph in flat colour plastics. But if you are unsure, send me a pic of it and I'll have a look and see if I can do it. And they are surprisingly cheap. In fact, I've been told I'm doing it too cheaply, but there. Right, so that's about it for this week. We've sorted with the food. One sensible thing you can do with the food, you know roughly what your fish ate last year, so you know what they're going to eat this year. Alright, buy it in bulk. Don't buy little pots and little bags of it. It's an expensive way to buy it. Buy it in 5, preferably 10 kilo buckets if you've got big boys. I mean, these chags in here, they just sit there with their mouths open and you just bloody tip it in. And that's it. Oof, it's gone. Buy it in bigger quantities, you save yourself money. Always get the best you can afford. Don't buy the cheaper foods. It just doesn't pay, alright? I mean, I've not got show quality fish here, but I like to feed them the best that I can afford. Unfortunately this year the NT Lab stable one, it's just too bloody dear. It's over 90 quid for 10 kilos, for goodness sake. That's ridiculous. Whereas the Cuttlebrook koi stuff, that was 74, 75 for 10 kilos. So that's acceptable. I won't move away from the wheat germ and garlic. That's a bit cheaper. That's about the same, I think. Just under the 80 quid for 10 kilos. I think that's really good for them, so I will not move away from that. But buy your food in bulk. Other than that, look after your water, do your water tests, and we'll see what the summer holds with a bit of growth this year. I'll try and get some close-ups of the fish in a video or two, and hopefully I'll make it back after the op. So if you don't get a video from me in a few weeks, show a bit of concern. I might not be here. You never know. Might not make it through. There's a worry for you. Right. Anyway, from down here in slightly brightening up Devon, I'll catch you all in the next one. Hopefully. Bye for now.